extra points. Niners have come back. And we had an extra point block, which allowed the Chiefs to tie it right there, Kurt Warner. And 16 apiece. Now the Chiefs are going to kick off from left to right. After the 24-yard field goal, here comes Butker, who earlier had a Super Bowl record 57-yarder. This kickoff is out of the end zone. Painted gold to our right. And a touchback from Brock Purdy to the 25 with the 1st and 10. With a reminder now at Macy's, find great deals on Valentine's Day gifts. Like fine jewelry, designer fragrance gift sets, and even Godiva chocolates. Plus, get your gifts even faster when you pick up in store now at Macy's. So here are the Niners in 2 timeouts. They're tied at 16. They begin at 1st and 10 at their 25. What must be going through the mind of second-year quarterback Brock Purdy? He's in the gun. He looks at a 4-man front. It's 1st and 10 at his own 25. Arms extended, shotgun snap, goes back, 3 plays, right good on the front. Jennings breaks the tackle on a spinning two-handed catch at the 45, and he goes outside the hash to the 48-yard line of San Francisco. It's a pickup of 23, and Jawan Jennings is setting the stage for some kind of memorable game in the biggest game of his life.
This is out. Made Mr. Irrelevant, 6 minutes to go, tied up against one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. Can you finish this thing, or does it come down to the guy on the other side winning his 3rd Super Bowl?
Jennings has thrown a touchdown pass as a wide receiver, and he's also caught a touchdown pass.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Dave Hockman here, coming to you live and direct during Super Bowl 58, and we're just going to go over some of the stats that have already come in addition to what's going to be coming in and where things are looking at like they're going to be right now. As you can see here, I have someone else streaming the game. Obviously, this is not me doing it, but all the pertinent information that we need here is right in front of us. Okay, so what are we looking at? We are looking at the key stats here. Passing yards for Purdy, Jennings, rushing yards, McCaffrey, Purdy. These are the stats that I'm keeping track of. Mahomes as well, obviously. But what about some of the questions that we already had answered during the game so far, right? Some of the really critical ones, like the coin toss, okay? Heads, Kansas City. Will either team score on their first? I'm laughing because so many people have gotten obliterated in this already. Like so many things that they've already gotten wrong. You can throw intuition out the door here, it seems like, for this. So I want to just keep that in mind as we go through this here, because I'm going to go over the questions right now as they're coming in one by one. So we know the coin toss came up heads, and it went to Kansas City. That was the outcome. It doesn't look like a player is going to score an octopus during this game. Okay, fine. Will either team score on their first offensive play? The answer to that is obviously no. The jersey number of the player who scores the first point, this was pretty much split down the middle in terms of, it was a little bit more biased towards even rather than odd, even though it did come out odd because the first player to score here was receiver Juan Jennings. Pass to Christian McCaffrey to give the San Francisco a 10-0 lead over Kansas City. So that was the first play. And Christian McCaffrey is number 23, so that went to odd for that question, right? So that went to odd, and the bulk of people said even. That's okay. We are still waiting on the passing yards for Brock Purdy at 246.5. As you can see here, the passing yards are at 205. What about Mahomes? Passing yards for Mahomes, they are really close to that 262.5 at 233. So it looks like Mahomes might get it. We got 3 minutes and change left in the game here as we're moving down the line and going through these questions as they come in. Christian McCaffrey rushing yards, you can see here, nowhere near 91.5. Pacheco, same deal, 67.5. He's a lot closer, though, so he might get to it. We'll see. It's tied. This is going to be really interesting to see if we stay tied into the rest of the game, into the remaining 2 minutes of this game. So final 2 minutes on the game. Interesting outcomes here all around. And will any quarter be scoreless? And we know that the answer to that because there was no points until the second quarter. So yes, there will be a quarter that's scoreless. Will points be scored in the first 9 minutes of the game? The answer to that, an overwhelming no. Literally everybody said on the props contest that everyone responded yes, there would be points scored the first 9 minutes of the game. So result of punt in the second half, fair catch. Total points, over or under 47.5. Well, it's at 32 right now. So if you took the under, congrats, because that's where it's looking at right now. Again, we're at the 2 minute mark for the game. Going to see if we can capture whatever's left here. I'm going to lower this a tad bit so everybody can hear me. National anthem length, and then we're going to get into some of the fun ones. Over or under 90.6. Well, what do you think most people took in that? That's a separate side bet. It was actually, that was one of the few questions that was split 4-4 right down the middle, and it ended up coming over 90.6 seconds, so roughly over a minute and 30 seconds. And then how many songs did Usher sing at halftime? That's the key question everybody wants to know. No one chose other. The answers were 8, 7, and 5. It turns out he actually sung 14, if you can believe that. So streaming a little bit here before I'm going to cut things back down. Hope you all are enjoying the game and having a great time with the props contest. There will be many, many more props contests like this to come. This is the first iteration of it. Definitely going to be looking at adjusting some of the parameters, definitely around pricing as well. But I thought it was a great chance for people to get involved with the game, something where we're all in it together and we're sharing in the outcome generously here and seeing where we can go from here. So that's really it for me coming out of this. Feel free to message me via Discord on the State Kings chat. And I will see you guys. I'll probably do another stream or do another recording